That periwinkle is such a beautiful deep shade of dark blue purple. I should always hope for a mutation to spring up. That would be nice. You can get white periwinkles with double flowers and pink periwinkles with double flowers, but most people consider periwinkle a weed. Especially here in Australia, it grows along beaches and things. Isn't it lovely? So pretty. Periwinkles are extremely tough. They can stand the terrible drought and come up again. And they can stand heavy frost. They're real survivors. Lovely. We let periwinkles and other vines take over the place. Let them run riot. That's a periwinkle. And this is jasmine. Another vine that we just allow to do what it likes. We let it grow up through the trees. My mother grew these periwinkles from a packet of seed back in about 1939. And I've just, that's way over in the tablelands, but I brought them here. They're a weed. I don't think they sell them in the shops now because they're a weed, but I think they're wonderful. So we pulled them up and planted them here too. Yes, when my mother planted that seed when she was a girl, the seeds were called Morning Glory, but they're not Morning Glory, are they? But they were sold as Morning Glory. She was very proud of herself for growing something from seed. They do look glorious in the morning, though. I think they do change colour a little bit as they age. What's that shrub called? Yesterday, today or tomorrow or something? They're a bit like those. They're probably relatives. It would be nice to have other colours. But plant breeders don't bother with these because they're so tough. And they'd grow so well they wouldn't make any money from them because everybody would have them, wouldn't they? They'd have them in all different colours. There's a relative called Vinca rosea, which is comes in all different shades, but it's much more thirsty. It can't stand the heat. These can stand the heat. Actually, Vinca rosea can stand the heat, but what I meant was they can't stand going without water. So Vinca rosea, the red ones, can stand heat, but they're very thirsty, too thirsty for out this way. But these are Vinca major. Aren't they lovely? You can get ones of these with variegated leaves too, which are nice. Let's get some variegated ones. I know of a lane not far away where there's some growing under the fence. I could get a bit very tough little things, Vinca major. Here we have the little harlequin flower. Is it called Sparaxis, Latin? But anyway, it doesn't have such beautiful divine geometry. Isn't the geometry of it so wonderful? Perfect geometry. Fantastic. That must be the center of the universe, I think. Lovely harlequin flower. Aren't these white tritelias fantastic? I think they're also called star flowers. I think they're wonderful, and I'm putting them everywhere so they grow up like a wildflower around their grounds. So wonderful, so pretty, so dainty. They'd make a beautiful embroidery. Yes, I know a lot of people consider oxalis to be a weed, but I think it's fantastic. It's the most beautiful weed, and it can grow everywhere as far as I'm concerned. We've got it all over the place. What are these? These are little grape hyacinths, that's what they are. You often see them in Beatrix Potter illustrations. They're so lovely, they have a beautiful fragrance. I put some in pots just for fun. These star flowers are blue. You can't really see in the bright sunlight, but they're blue. My boyfriend likes the blue ones, but I prefer the white ones. You can mix the two together for effect. Here's some blue ones mixed with white ones. They do go nicely together, especially if you're walking along just on the lawn, and they're coming out of the lawn in two different colours. Aren't they fantastic? Tough little things that can stand the heat and dryness out this way. So beautiful. Just look at them. These ones are growing in a pot, but I've all my trees. I've put Tritelia bulbs in every single pot. So whenever I plant a tree, the little flowers are going to come up on the same location. There's method in my madness, you know. Look, wherever Aslan walks, daisies spring up in his train. They spring up everywhere Aslan walks. They do. Look, lots of primrose jasmine. It's a tough little thing too. It's a good place for wallabies to shelter. Makes a lovely thick hedge. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. So lovely. It's springtime. Hooray, it's springtime. Isn't it gorgeous? Doesn't have any perfume though, unlike other jasmines. Well, if you wanted to wear a floral garland around your head, this would be a nice, tough, wiry sort of thing to make one, wouldn't it? It would. It really would. So beautiful. Primrose, jasmine. What is it? Jasmine and Menzie, something like that. Here are some star flowers just sprung up under a tree. Of course I put them there. There's a little grape hyacinth on the lower right, and some star flowers, Tritelias. So pretty, so tough. The grape hyacinths aren't as tough, but Tritelias are lovely and tough. So you can have flowers everywhere with little or no water if you think about what you grow. Some people don't like oxalis, but I love oxalis. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it so beautiful? Just look at it. Tough little thing. Tough and pretty at the same time. Tritelias coming up everywhere, as they should. And look, there's pink oxalis too. A lot of people consider it a weed, but I don't. Most people consider it a weed, but I'm not most people, as I'm always saying. Isn't it wonderful? It's a tough little thing, not quite as tough as yellow oxalis though, but tough. You see it growing around old farmhouses and things, around the borders and so forth, old gardens, old cottage gardens. See you then.